I want to apologize. This video, couldn't finish it. I was rushed to get the truck back together, but it was put back together and it ran. Fortunately, I tried to tell the guy he needed to check the camshaft, and the camshaft was fucked up, so I did my job. I just couldn't finish making the video, but I do. All you gotta do is pretty much do everything I done in reverse, if this helps anybody. Thanks for watching. Changing the #1 lifter on a 2008 Chevy, a 5.3 in it. So far, mainly just took off the air box, all that good stuff. Working on getting the alternators, got the alternator bolts out of it. I'll be taking videos and clips just to show you as I go. Here's what I've done so far. Getting there. Simple stuff right now. Pop the alternator off. I'm gonna work on taking this intake off. Not sure what I'm gonna get into. It's a learning experience for me. Okay, so alternator's off. I have to use a pry bar to get it out of there. Right now, I'm working on getting the injectors unclipped. And the ones in the back be kind of a pain in the ass, but really simple. All you do, pop this little green tab up. And then there's you just squeeze the little button on the side and they pull right off. Get all these unhooked. You want to get the whole wiring harness out of your way because you're going to pull this whole intake out. I forgot to mention it. Might want to unhook the battery. Vacuum line has to come off. The way it comes off, there's a clip on the back side of it. Here. Just push in on that and lift up and it'll come off. Then, I have to do it this way, trying to show you, because I only got me and my phone. It's hard to do anything. But then, you got your gas line right here. Right here. And there usually is a hook here to hold it in place. Somebody didn't put it back. You just pry up on it to get it to come loose, and then you'll need this tool, quick disconnect tool. You stick it up in here around the line and push open on that spring. You prise this back open and open the spring and it'll release that line. You're gonna have something underneath of this to catch the gas. I apologize for the quality of these videos, but I'm doing it by myself with just my phone. Okay, so there was a vacuum line right here. I forgot to tell you to take off. Just pull it loose. There it is. Then you go around, take all these bolts here loose. Each side. 5 on each side loose. And the ones in the back are kind of tricky to get to, but you can get them. Do it while I'm on the phone. Lift this thing up. It'll out. Bolts don't come all the way out, sit in there. Check valve out. Two. We'll just pull out. And this is out of there. Get the intake manifold out of the way. Take the shop back and clean all this mess up. Next thing you want to do, of course, pop those 2 clips loose. Take off the cover for the oil sending unit. This is a learning experience for me. Maybe somebody could learn with me. Be 13mm bolts on this oil sending unit. There's 11 bolts in it, one back in the back. Sensor's loose. Just gonna leave it in there for now to keep it clean. And these coil packs off the head. Bracket holding them on there. Bolt here, bolt in the back. There's one there, 2 in the middle. Use a 5/8 socket. Get all the spark plugs out of the way. So, my next step to get down to this lifter, I believe, I have to take this bracket off, the alternator bracket. It looks like there's 3 bolts here. There's also a power steering bracket that has to be took off. Take the Our steering pump off with the alternator bracket. Next step is going to be to take off the exhaust manifolds. 5 bolts to get it off, and I would strongly suggest be blaster. Exhaust manifold bolts are 13 millimeter. Back in here, it's easier to get with a wrench. Take the ground right here off, valve covers off. Valve covers are 8 millimeter. Valve covers off. As you can see, the bolts don't actually come all the way out. Like I said, this is a learning process for me too, but the valves is chattering. Supposedly it's got a lifter that dropped on it, and I think right here you can see how loose that is. Yeah, you can see that. I think that's the problem. We got to get in there. Got all these loose. Of course, they're 8 millimeter, just like the valve covers was. Put them back in the same order so they come out. So make sure you keep the top as the top. You just want to keep them all lined up the way they're supposed to go. The way I done it, got me a cardboard box. Just keep them in order. All the tops lined up. All of them lined up where they're supposed to go back in. Take off the bracket too. Be finding all the actual head bolts to take this thing out. I am gonna have to drain coolant, and I'm gonna do it. It's right here. I'm gonna take a pair of pliers and squeeze that off and pull that hose and let it drain down into my drain pan. So I said pliers to get this off. Take a pair of vice grips. That'd be the best way to do it. That's how I done it. That way you ain't got to hold that clamp, try to pull the hose, because it is a pain in the fucking ass. Vice grip should get it for you. Take this coolant line off right here. It's got to go. Bolt right beside of it. It's all the way down through here. 5 of them. And I see one big bolt right here on the front. Right here. There's another coolant line back there, a little 10 millimeter. In the middle, there's 6 15 millimeter bolts on the inside of the head, and then there's that was here behind the exhaust. Push the exhaust back out of the way enough to get them. The head's out. Right there, my lifter. 10 millimeter bolt to take it out, and this looks awful. And the guy I'm doing this for, I told him he needed all new parts put back in this, but he won't buy them for me. He said just change the lifter, so we're just gonna clean it up the best we can, change that lifter and slap it back together. This off. I didn't really know what he was talking about. The guy, he said he wanted me to take the filter out of the oil sending unit. It was down in there, and this is it's just a little piece that's sitting down in there. The oil sending unit filter. I guess somebody had told him that it would better without it for whatever reason. I've got the head in. Get all my bolts in place. I also forgot to include actual footage of me changing the lifter, pulling the lifters out, and I'm sorry again. I'm new to making videos. I was being rushed. I apologize. It's not that hard. You just take that 10 millimeter nut off and pull the cartridge right out. Just make sure you put the new one back in the same way that you took it out, if that's what you're doing. A little ahead of myself, but when you put the gasket on, make sure and keep it oil free. Keep any dust, debris, everything off of it, and avoid any kind of scratches on it. Keep everything really clean. So on this next part, I'm going to be putting the push rods and the rocker arms back on the same exact way that they came out. That's why I done this to start with, and set them all in order to put everything back in the exact same way it comes out. Make sure and clean everything off and lubricate both ends of the push rod. Just don't mix up which one is your top and which one is your bottom. Probably gonna go ahead and stick the coolant lines back on. Ones that came off here, the one that came off back there. Please like and subscribe. It really helped me out, keep me going, making more content. Show me, you know, I'm trying to make these better for y'all. Keep me going. I forgot to the specific torques, the order you're supposed to torque all the head bolts down in. I'll try to, if I can figure it out, because I'm new, I will leave all of that in the description. Anything that can help you get this done easier. I want to apologize for the quality. I appreciate anybody that does watch. Hope you like it. Fuck you if you don't.